Welcome back to the shed, boys and girls. In this episode we will be making a quarter panel skin for this HQ Holden to replace the very sad and ugly, rusted and poorly repaired one. Now, as you might already see, I have got the doors fitted up on this side and I've mocked up my rare spares dogleg section, which I will be using on this one as it just saves me a bit of time. But anyway, jumping straight in, obviously where we start off is by taking a template with the masking paper and the sticky tape. What you might also notice is that I've outlined the area that I will be remaking first with some 1/4 inch sticky tape or masking tape. And basically the reason why I've done that is so I have an accurate point to reference and take measurements from. Another thing I might mention is that I have also got my trusty little magnets holding the paper onto the panel, or the pre-existing panel. And basically the reason why I've done that is so I get a really nice fitment of my template to the original that I'm going to be reproducing. Even though it has got some damage, it isn't going to make or break what I am attempting to do here. Once I was happy with my template, I transferred it onto the sheet of 1mm cod rolled steel. Now, unfortunately, when I had these cut, I didn't have the ute with me, so I actually had to have them cut a little bit smaller than what I would normally get, which meant I didn't have enough room on the sheet of steel to then make the whole panel all in one piece. So unfortunately, I did have to add a section, and it is a little bit of a catch-22 in this situation because on one hand, it makes the larger panel easier to shape because I don't have a big piece sort of extending off of it. But on the other hand, I also have a join to make in quite a vulnerable spot. So it's either going to cause me a bit of grief through the welding process, or I'll be completely fine and I'll just arse it like I do many other things. Now, I will say that I am only a young bloke and, you know, this sort of stuff I'm self-taught on. Now, I don't claim to know everything, but I sort of have my fair idea around, you know, majority of things so I can get myself out of trouble if I get there. But as far as reproducing panels of this size and this caliber, I haven't had a whole lot of experience. Now, obviously, when it comes to doing smaller repairs, yes, I've done quite a few of them. And the times where I have made panels like this, I've basically just taken what I know of making the smaller panels and, you know, sort of just added them all up together. And, you know, I kind of work it out that way. Rather than, you know, look at it, oh, that's one big scary panel. I kind of just go, well, I know this shape is that shape and, you know, I know how to put that in there. And, you know, then you've got this one there. And, you know, I try and break it down into, you know, rather simple pieces that I've, you know, already know how to work. So that's my theory and just process of, you know, trying to create something like this. But anyway, that's enough waffling. So what you can see that I'm doing now is after I use my pan brake to, you know, put the first bend in the, you know, the main body line that you can see there, I ended up running it through my shrinker just to put a little bit more curve in the panel because obviously it's not a dead flat panel. It does kind of bulge out a little bit, you know, around the wheel arch and then, you know, kind of flows into the door. So that was just, you know, the way that I chose to do that one. Now, getting onto that C-pillar section, what you can see here is after I've run it through the English wheel a little bit, I ended up just tipping the edge over with some locking pliers. Now, obviously that's not a great way of doing it, but if you haven't got a bead roller or something to tip the edge on, you know, particularly something that you're tipping the edge on and it needs to be in a curve, that's definitely one way of doing it with a, you know, slight amount of accuracy. And then you just finish it off with your hammer and dolly, or, you know, hammer and I-beam, whatever you want to use. Something, you know, nice and hard to hit onto. So now that I've got the basic shape in the top half of the quarter panel sections, I can now focus on, really starting to dial in those shapes just a little bit more. Now, if you're not real familiar with a HQ Holden, below the body line, it is quite a concave shape there. So it does take quite a bit of stretching the metal to bring it to the full depth, for lack of better words. Another thing that I'm also trying to do is really try and put some shape into that center body line as well, and really kind of bring out that nice curvature that the panel's meant to have in it. Now, another thing that long-time viewers might notice about me on the channel is that if I can, I will sit my new panel over the top of the old panel, and I will use the old panel as somewhat of a dolly. And basically it's just a nice way that you can, hold your panel on the original. You don't have to worry about chasing it around the workshop, and you can just, tap away and it will kind of just follow the shape of the original, or, the one that you're reproducing. Now, obviously that's not a great idea to do something like that if you're reproducing the panel and you're using a perfect original as the sacrificial. Obviously I do not really care much about the panel that I'm replacing. The general shape is okay, but it's not a good panel in a lot of ways, which is why I am replacing it with this, reproduction of a skin. Now, as you can see in the time lapse, it is quite an awkward panel for me to, run through the English wheel by myself. It is probably most definitely a two-person job, but I am managing the best I can, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, I just thought I would put some real-time footage in of me hammering this body line. Now, the reason why I've done that is just so you can get a little bit of an idea of, how much force and, what type of speeds that I'm kind of running at when I'm doing this kind of work. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea. So, moving along, what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to, sharpen up that body line. And just working with the hammer and dolly. The hammer that I'm using at the moment is actually a door skin hammer, but I find it's got a really nice curve on it, and it fits really nicely into that shape of a HQ, so that's the one I choose to use for this one. So as you can see, I've run the file over a lot of the areas that I've worked. Now there is quite a few, impressions, little dents, that kind of thing. I just thought I would show you that, and later on down the track we will, pick and file those, as much as we feel is necessary. We, as in me. Now thankfully when it come time to reproducing the bottom half of the quarter panel, the HQ Premier that I've also done videos on, has a pretty good example of it. While I have replaced the wheel arch lip on it, the rest of it was still pretty much, as it, come from the factory. And this is what I was able to do using the same methods as I did on the top half of the quarter panel. So now that I've got the basic shape in the lower quarter panel section, I decided it would be a good idea to start working the wheel arch section. Now this shape right here requires quite a lot of stretching the panel, and basically I used the same hammer as what I did on the lower half of the body line, so the door skin hammer, and basically I stretched the absolute bejesus out of that, and then I refined it, you know, hammer on dolly, and I basically just worked it within an inch of its life. I'm just getting ready to make up this window flange. Now these are pretty simple to make. So obviously we know this one's about 20 mil, which I've already, you know, set up. This one is also 20 mil, which that makes it really easy. It does get a little bit trickier in the corners, but I usually leave them 20 mil as well, just because by the time you've shrunk that material, it's usually gotten a little bit smaller anyway. Obviously I'm going to leave a little bit more meat on this side of things because I want to be able to have enough material to then curl up that around to match the profile on my second piece. Now this section here did come up a little bit shorter, so I've actually I've not quite made it to that edge like I have on the rest of the panel, so I'm going to have to add a couple more mil on that, and then I'll be able to shape that to this panel, and hopefully we'll have no issues there. So I'm going to obviously cut up my 40 mil strip, or we'll call it 45, just so I've got, you know, 2.5 mil either side. Obviously this one gets a little bit longer as well, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to cut that out, bend my 90 in it, and then I'll start shrinking it around to suit the shape of the back window. Doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? Now, you're probably not going to see it in the time lapse, but something funny actually happened in this piece right here. I actually had a spider drop down from the roof of the shed, land in the hood of my jumper, and start crawling around on my neck, which is why you'll see, you know, shortly, me rip off my jumper and, you know, get a little bit flustered over all of nothing. So that was a fun experience, and I would recommend it to a friend. Anyway, that's the back window section on this side of the quarter panel all buttoned up, and after that it was time to start trimming and tacking in with the TIG. So plenty of fun there, lots of you know, scribing and trying to get everything as tight as possible, and, you know, quickly tacking it, and, you know, hammer and dollying it, and just, you know, lots of fun in big long panels that, you know, you don't really want to be welding on, but we do anyway because we're a little bit silly, and I suppose that's the long and short of it. So there we have it. That is a very basic quarter panel fabricated up for a HQ Holden. Now obviously what you can see there is there's quite a few bits and pieces that I, you know, need to finish off. There's still a few gaps and a few holes and, you know, little bits and pieces here and there. But for the most, that is, you know, majority of the quarter panel sorted out, and, you know, no more ugly quarter panel. It's all gone. The old one is ready to be chopped out, and this one can, you know, start getting fitted a little bit closer. Now obviously when it comes to restorations, time is a really big thing. Now including fitting the doors, adjusting them, and mocking up the rear spares dog leg section, and then fabricating this quarter panel and, you know, tacking all those pieces in and whatnot. I'm at 46 hours of work right there. So not a whole lot of hours for the amount of work that I've just tackled. So as you can see, it's starting to look like a car again, which, you know, I'm pretty thrilled about. Obviously I've still got a long way to go on this quarter panel, But there's a few other things that I sort of want to address first before I continue on with that, and you know, obviously get the old quarter panel off and start really playing with this one. Obviously the biggest thing is joining the two halves together. But I've left them apart for now, just because, and you'll see it in the next, whenever I do another episode featuring this quarter panel, I'm going to end up having to put this back in the English wheel and, you know, hammer and dolly, file it, do that kind of stuff to it. And, you know, then I'll go through the process of joining the two pieces together. But yeah, as you can see, I have got a little bit of bracing underneath the car, and my next job will be the sill panels. So I'm going to get the sill panels done, get the car a bit more structurally sound, and then I'll come back to this one and I'll start turning the flanges over inside the door jamb, get the old quarter panel off, and really start making some magic. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video if you've gotten this far, and we will see you in the next one.